Alrighty, we're going to check out Roots of the Swamp Thing, all 5 issues. So this was a series published in, I believe, 1986, and basically, I think it came either at the end of Alan Moore's run on Swamp Thing or afterwards. But obviously, it was just bringing up the origin of Swamp Thing, hence his roots, and it pretty much printed the first 10 issues of the original 1970 series. Created by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson, the creators of Swamp Thing. And the cool thing here is each issue packs in about 2 of those original 10 issues that they both collaborate on together, and you get a bit of an afterward back matter from different creators on their perspectives. But yeah, anyway, let's dive into it. So you got the first issue here. By the way, I love the fucking old school DC bullet logo. Easily my favorite logo from DC. We got a beautiful painting here by Bernie Wrightson, of course, and is a wraparound image. So that's gorgeous. We'll just dive straight into this. So obviously the history of Swamp Thing is you've got our boy Alec Holland, who is like a botanist. And him and his wife, they create this biorestorative formula, and yeah, as you can see, it grows plants from pretty much nothing. Anyway, they get attacked by these other guys. Poor Alec gets pretty much set on fire and doused in the formula and dives into the swamp, and he comes back as the Swamp Thing. As you can see, they're pretty horrific stuff, especially in the early 70s. But yeah, just beautiful artwork from Bernie Wrightson, and that very iconic image right here. Love it. Just absolutely love the character Swamp Thing. Cool like storytelling here. You got a little frog, then the bubbles, and he's like, okay, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and our boy just pops out, and he's, yeah, a Swamp Thing. If you're only familiar with Alan Moore's run, obviously it's quite different to that, but has similar beats, this being the original. But this is pretty much more of like your monster type of story, whereas Alan Moore really deconstructs the character. I love both runs equally. That's pretty sick here. It's just bang, old mate coming out of the windshield. Sad Swamp Thing. Beautiful colors in these old comics, especially when they're on this newsprint. With these critters. It's been a while since I read this material. I remember having it in a shitty, really flimsy trade paperback that just fell apart really easily. But yeah, look at that. So good. Looks like some sort of Corvette. Very reminiscent of the time period. Anton Arcane, pretty much one of his biggest villains, if not his biggest villain. Background there of Len Wein. So there's issue 1. Check out part 2 of 5. Of course, Abigail, Swampy's love interest. And the cool thing here is on the back as well, it prints other covers for the issues. So you're just getting spoiled for all sorts of artwork. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Bit of a Frankenstein. I think there was 2 Swamp Thing movies. I can't remember which one I've seen, but I think there's a scene where he's making out with the chick in the shower. I just remember vividly that scene when I was a kid. But yeah. Great fight here. Yeah, Bernie Wrightson, just a master. His level of detail they put in here. It's a shame both him and Len have obviously left us. It's really iconic. Like he pretty much just perfected the design. Like obviously other artists have come and gone, adding little things here to Swampy and changing his face a little, but the main core of the character's pretty much stayed. There is an absolute edition of all this material. I don't know if it has updated colours like the Alan Moore ones. I'll have to check that out. But I've got these issues, so I'm pretty happy with that. But then again, the bonus material on that might be pretty dope. Another great looking monster. Yeah, just all sorts of fights. There's Bernie himself, and obviously, Swamp Thing debuting from House of Mystery. If you're familiar with Neil Gaiman's Sandman, you'll know those characters when they pop up. It's part 2. Okay, issue 3. Very classic type of Frankenstein sort of thing where you got all the villagers taking on the misunderstood creature, Swampy in a coat. I don't think you're fooling anyone in a trench coat and hat, buddy. They'll just have to smell and be like, what smells like fucking sewage? Oh, it's that guy. But yeah, even since day one, he's had like the type of orange text, obviously, to separate him from all the other characters, so you know who's talking. But I remember Alan Moore, I think the way he described it was, being a creature of the swamp, that his throat would be made, like his larynx would be made out of wood, so he'd obviously have this like creaky voice. Not so much, I guess if someone's talking, as it is like things banging together to make a sound. Yeah, witch burnings. Like this, he just yanks the whole tree out to save her. No worrying about cutting her down. Yeah, the level of detail. And this stuff's like 50 years old now, yeah. So it's pretty insane. Got some robots. A lot of great facial expressions as well from Bernie Wrightson. Like obviously with Swampy. Getting a couple different, like this scene here where it's gone from like sadness just to pure anger. This is why we love monster comics. Just monsters beating the shit out of each other. Got Alan Moore doing the backup writing on this one here. There's he fighting that monster, or that robot I should say. Here's one I think a lot of people love. Great issue as well. You got obviously Batman, but just the composition of this cover is fantastic, especially the way the lighting's upshot. And on the back here you got, yeah, just all fantastic covers. Like, just end up repeating myself 600 times, more than I usually am. But yeah, obviously, as you can tell here, our boy is going to cross paths with the Caped Crusader, and it's always a good time. This seems to be Swampy's disguise, the trench coat and the hat. Great fucking Batman. I love like when Neil Adams really redesigned Batman in the 70s, and how that was pretty much how he was drawn for like the next 20 something years. Yeah, it was great. This is cool as well. Batman traversing the stairs and Swampy's just climbing up. Great issue here. We got giant bear creatures. Just, yeah, very formulaic as to be expected with comics at this time. But hey, the formula's great. Don't mess with it. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Alrighty, now on to the last issue, part 5 of 5. Another great cover there, obviously Arcane. And it's pretty cool the way it ends before when it got cancelled. Alan Moore picks up pretty much from where it left off. Then after that issue, he jumps in and does his own thing. And that's when you get classics such as the Anatomy Lesson. But if you haven't read that run, I will not spoil that for you, because it is fantastic. Arcane, Abigail Arcane, just babe as always. Look at this fucking alien. Hey, look at that shit, that's insane. Actually, aliens seem to be a theme with Swamp Thing, because Alan Moore's run, a couple of little critters make their appearance as well. Just all these freaks. It's like a brain with... This is a severed torso and he walks around on his hands. Just fantastic. Grotesque. All the good stuff. All the stuff we love. Look at this, how he fights. I'm not using my fists, motherfucker. I'm just gonna launch at you with kicks. This is great. And as mentioned, it ends on a cliffhanger, but you can pick it up and continue the story pretty much from where Alan Moore left off. That's a great piece of artwork there. So yeah, there you go, you know, the roots of the Swamp Thing. Cool series in the mid-80s that was reprinting those original Swamp Thing comics by Len Wein and Wrightson. You know, you can get this stuff in, like, I think it's like a Bronze Age omnibus and trade paperback, as well as the Absolute Edition I mentioned before. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and yeah, take care.